Good afternoon, guys. Just a quick update on the fellow traveller save. Forgot the name of the save then for a second. So I kept playing and thinking that eventually it will get to the point where I'm not winning every game by loads of goals and not exceeding any goals. I think you probably saw Nejma, Borj and ahead games, and then after that maybe not even ahead actually, but yeah, I just kept winning, and then January I'd won every game in a row and not conceded more than 2 goals in about 7 games. These big gaps between the games as well, so it's not very interesting to watch. Yeah, and then just kept going because dominated the league. I had a bit of a bad spell towards the end, but we were still quite far ahead. We didn't win the FA Cup, weirdly, despite absolutely dominating the Premier League, which we won by 7 points in the end, which kind of came towards the end. But it was just so unfulfilling and frustrating and not very interesting, so I didn't think it was even worth recording. I think we really dominated the player stats as well. Where is it? Yeah, so where's goal? The assists. Nias and Zinedine, I really liked all season, played very well, and Cameron was just such a quick runner and playing the match. And where are goals? Where have I lost? Oh, top goal scorers there, of course. Cameron was nearly top goal scorer as well. So, and yeah, I know playing Meza more as well as the season went on, so he scored quite a lot of goals. But no, I just thought I just want to skip it. And this guy looks good. It's like 17 years old. I'll have to keep him in mind. But yeah, so I decided that I would just skip the season, win it, and then move on. Unfortunately, the mod's just not very good. It's too detailed. I don't know, it's not very well balanced in the way that games that have been designed by developers normally are. So I'm going to look into the other clubs that we span. So yeah, so because it was just so easy, I'm going to move on to the second team, and because I spun the wheel, and got Velas Mostar and Atromitos Athene. I'll have a quick look at them and just see which one is. They finished 4th, which is, and Europa League as a result, which is both bad for a good game. Although there's a lot of challenge teams above them, but I think also I'm very unlikely to get a job there because I only won the Lebanese league. So I'm going to try there, maybe. But I'm definitely going to try and go to Velasma Star, who I think would not do as well. So yeah, so I'm going to try and apply for jobs at Mostar and Atromitos and see if we can start up again there. I should state also that the mod that I used for Lebanon, it's the same person who made the mod for Bosnia, but I don't think it should be as bad because after a season a lot of the free players have sort of disappeared, having retired or found other clubs either in Bosnia or abroad. It might make it a bit more varied, the teams that are at the top, and I think that some of these teams probably shouldn't be doing as well as they are. But it won't be quite as crazy as the other one, where suddenly there were a lot of players. In fact, I think I'm also going to spin the wheel and see if we can get a third club in the mix. Some points not too bad. That could work. Okay, so I'm going to try and work out those clubs and see if I can get any of them, and I'll get back to you. I'll just fade it in and out for this, for the when I've sorted out a second club. Okay, so after a long and arduous attempt, I guess, at trying to get a job after Safa, I had to just give up and basically add myself, not like Riyad Mahrez, add myself into the game again, as if I was starting again, and at Cliftonville, who I could have gone for one of the clubs I spun in the first time, but I think because Cliftonville are the lowest reputation team other than Safa, and I kept trying to apply for them because they were the closest team to me in reputation, I just decided let's go for the lowest club that isn't in the Lebanese league to kind of simulate being at a similarly low level. So here we're at Cliftonville. They are, as explained in all the previous videos, they're a Northern Irish club. I think they're based in Belfast, and they're in the lower half of the league. I get £625 a week, 2-year deal, and they've won the league a few times, a few years ago. Predicted to finish 8th. Average training facilities, good youth facilities, good youth recruitment, and there's a lot of cups in Northern Ireland. Found 1879. Played at the home ground. It's called Solitude, which I think is quite interesting. Enjoyed their greatest era in the 2010s, but I think that's kind of come to an end now. There's the team, but we'll look at it much more closely, much more in depth in a second. Perfect. So mid-table first season, top half finish second season, and Premier League after that. We might do better than that, to be honest, but let's have a quick look. So if we go by what they're asking of us, I should look at the transfers. It's not much money, 56k and 18k in wage. It's for £18 in wages. £18 a lot less than £18,000. But we'll see if we can make some movement by signing some players. See, there's a bit of value at the top. Apparently we've got some quality as well. But I think our numbers, it's not a massive team, so there's not loads of chaff to get rid of, but I think we can. Oh, he looks good. Oh, he is quite good for a 16-year-old. He's English as well. So we've got quite a few different options. Let's have a quick look at the team. So we've got 2 apparently not very good goalkeepers. Handling and reflexes. He's not very good, really. He's slightly worse, I would say, but significantly younger, obviously. They're both quite young. So it looks like we're going to need a goalkeeper. He's a good right back. He's a wing back as well, so we can have at least one attacking wing back. I like to have one attacking, one defending normally. Solid centre back. And less than solid centre back. Interestingly, the manager thinks that he's a good one, but I wouldn't say. Is that Jamie Horney? Yeah, he's very good. Stuart Baird, similarly not very good, but he's only 21, so he's going to improve. And at left back, he looks like he might be good. He's quick. He's got quite a good wing back stats. We've got 2 good attacking wing backs by the looks of it. Aaron Donnelly is also. No, I think he's not very good actually, but he has a lot of potential apparently. Liam Bagnall. He is not a very good ball midfielder. Tackling 8, marking 7. Some of his mental stats are quite good actually, but still. We've got this guy as a winger. Doesn't play great in second midfield right, but I reckon I can make him. He's not great, but he's not that bad. I wish he had a bit more base aeration. I think he can get the ball in quite actually. I think overall he's pretty good. We've also got Shiana Foster, who is slightly worse, I would say, maybe more average. And in the centre midfield, what I really want is one playmaker who's good at passing and one who I don't really care so much about, just kind of a general extra centre midfielder to be a bridge between the deep line playmaker and the attacking players, whether they be wingers or attacking midfielders. He seemed like he wouldn't be able to do either job very well. This guy's more of a He's not a bad passer. I think he's a better fit for the general centre mid support role. This guy's also not very good, but he's young. Got some potential apparently. Yeah, I'm not loving the team. This guy's a slightly better deep line playmaker. Yeah, well, he's not got good tackling. He's got good kind of playmaker traits, I guess, which would be very useful. And we've got this guy's a winger, so yeah, we've got some more options at attacking field right. We've got 4 potential attacking field rights, but I guess Shana Foster's probably going to cover it right back instead. Yeah. And then on the left wing, he's pretty good. He's got a lot of 10s, weirdly, but yeah, I think he might do us a good job on attacking field left. And this guy's pretty good. Oh, he's only 17 as well. That acceleration and pace, and the dribbling, the crossing is not bad either. I think he could be a good prospect. This guy, McKinney, Michael McCrudden. He's quite good as well. His pace could be more desired, but finishing, his composure. He's kind of half good and half not very good. The composure and the ball's pretty good, but yeah, he might do us a job as a poacher. But also apparently Joe Gormley is better. I think he is better. Kind of overall, he's slightly better in all areas, but not great, but better. And lastly, Leo Brown, so back up. Basically, I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that youth player into the first team if he's got so much potential. Also, this guy is similarly, because we have only got 3 centre backs and now we have a 4th. Yeah, he's not great, but he's got not terrible stats. I tend to like 4 centre backs and 4 centre midfielders. I might get rid of one of these as well. Perfect. And yeah, so we just need to try and sell a few players so we can buy a few players. Generally in these what they call during these fellow traveller games, I find that if I have a season where I sell a player for a bit of money, that frees up in the transfer market, and then I can use that money better than if I had the player. So I end up selling a lot to buy more, which means I have quite a lot of turnover. Sometimes it's harder to follow, but obviously I always keep a core of good players. But yeah, so let's have another attempt at this fellow traveller save then. Didn't go as badly the first time I did it, but see if we can get on our feet at Cliftonville and get this club back to the top as they were 10 years ago, and spreading those good left-wing messages, such radical things as equality of marriage and legalising abortion and things like that, which just seem to dominate Northern Irish politics recently. Cool. So have a nice afternoon, everyone, and thank you for listening, and hit subscribe if you want to follow this further.